of the tournament.
All right, welcome to bout number 2 of the day, bout 11 of the tournament. We are glad and happy for all of the people who have come out to support and enjoy roller derby. As is tradition, we have been going over a few of the rules. Keep in mind to not lean on the walls that's surrounding the track. Keep in mind if you are sitting in the bleacher area, just if you're standing, you are mindful of the people who are sitting behind you, that they can also see and enjoy the derby that we all love so much. One thing we like to remember, if a skater is injured during the course of the bout, please remain silent during our medics evaluations. Do not film or stare, and do not enter the track. If it's your skater who's injured, you may come to the announcer booth for further instruction if a coach does not get you. We also ask if anyone is inclined to whistle, maybe repress that inclination. Confuses the players and it can confuse the refs. Thank you so much. A couple of other quick thank yous and reminders. Reminder for new skater clinics. If you've got a skater anywhere in the ages between 7 and 17 years old, you can go to southsiderevolution.org and register your skater for the clinics coming up this September. I know I did that with my kids years ago, and it's changed our lives for the better.
Well, our skaters look like they are ready to skate. I do not see any skating officials out yet, and that's just fine because that is going to give us time to announce the teams that are playing here in this game 11. I'm going to announce FoCo first. Coming from Colorado, we've got 013 Green Tea, 12 Rainbow Rider, number 128 Madiator, 13 Nightshade Hedgie, 14 Storm Cloud, 147 Acid Smasha, 20 Black Ice, number 26 is L, 35 is Nightfall, 47 Xavier Bad Behavior, 51 is Big Wave, 5150 Sid Vicious, 58 Firecracker, 585 Genie, 618 Reaper's Blade, 621 Gretcha Sketch, 626 Roletta, 81 Spider, 947 Seek and Destroy Ya, 95 Jojo Don't Do It.
I like that. All right, for the Rebels, we've got 007 Quesadilla, 008 A Smasher Crasher, 02 Omar Geddon, 118 Crimson Dynamite, 13 Tiger Lily, 2 Strawberry Bomb, 20 Scouts Honor, 215 Acid Rain, 24 Demon Cat, 303 Dollfish Smasher, 321 Princess Leia, 333 Frostbite, 39 The Flaming Diva, 50 Rawman, 66 Brat-tastic, 716 Mimi Mayhem, 737 Jaws, 74 Blue Raja, 942 Bacon Little Hearts, and 999 Royal Crush. All right, Brat-tastic is going to be lead jammer.
That's Green Tea wearing the star, stuck back behind, I believe, the Flaming Diva. No, number 215.
Blue Jammer still working through the defense of Southside. Nice block by Raw Man to get recycle.
Green Tea looking on the inside, getting caught up in their own blockers. They're just not quite finding safe passage yet.
Brat looking for their second pass or third pass. This is Brat's third pass. He will recycle.
Bradtastic trying to pull a global storming one-handed scoot around the outside there. One of my favorite moves from any skater. And there it is. That's the third pass as Green Tea finds initial.
Brat decides to call the end of the jam. 12 points for Southside, 0 for the Spartans.
Looks like Big Wave taking the star for FoCo.
The Flaming Diva taking the star for the Rebels. Nice little jump there on the apex for Flaming Diva. She'll be lead jammer. Oh, we have a power jam for Southside as 51 will be going to the box. The pack is starting to move along, and the Flaming Diva sees a lane on the outside and just pushes right through it. Southside getting their offense ready. Flaming Diva gets 1 point, and instead of recycling, calls the end of that jam, so there will be a power start for the Rebels. Bacon Little Hearts coming in to jam for the Southside Revolution.
FoCo looking to get as much trash coverage there as possible, but with that offense from Southside, that is quick work of lead jammer for Southside. We are sending one of the FoCo blockers to the penalty box.
Nice bounce to the inside there by Bacon.
Good attempt by FoCo skater Nightshade Hedgie at trying to slow Bacon down.
Big Wave gets their initial, while Bacon is able to, and some good sportsmanship on that.
The high five's not a forearm as long as there's no impact, right? Special shout out to Space Racer from your official SO crew. We appreciate your dedication, positivity, and team spirit. Go Zebras and Flamingos, you rock. Can confirm. Space Racer.
A smash crash gets lead jam for Southside. Stormcloud gets their initial for FoCo. Ace goes right into the tripod, pops to the outside, and will pass for points. FoCo finds a wide open lane on the inside for points for FoCo now.
My goodness, a little hop is all it takes to get through that FoCo defense. Stormcloud, looking for a whip, didn't quite get it, denied by the Southside D. That was a multiplayer. No.
Southside Jammer decided to wait for the call before calling the end of the jam. There's a multiplayer call at the very end of that. FoCo has one blocker in the box. We have Brat-tastic coming out to jam for Southside, and
Rainbow Rider with the star for FoCo. Oh my goodness, 3, 2, 1. Princess Leia, big hit, slowing that jammer down for FoCo.
Flaming Diva tries to tiptoe on the inside. Nice job keeping in bounds for the Flaming Diva.
That was a big attempt, though, by Madiator. Almost got Diva out.
There, takes a pretty big hit, but manages to mostly stay in bounds.
Great awareness by 5'8", the Jammer Firecracker, knowing exactly where to recycle, not all the way to the back, but only behind the players over which they would have gained advantage.
I'm always a little bit nervous when I see them come in not fully recycle.
Right,
their
brains are so much faster than ours, though.
Yeah. Flaming Diva bounces off a block for more points.
That last skater to beat from FoCo was Acid Smasha with a big hit and attempt there. Black Ice, originally last skater to beat, but that tripod has reformed. We're giving the Flaming Diva a little bit extra hassle to get through here.
The Flaming Diva having a hard time on the FoCo tripod. Decides to call an end of the jam.
That tripod and that 2-wall, that was Acid Smasha and Joe Don't Do It from FoCo. Just absolutely immovable.
Bacon Little Hearts back wearing the star for Southside. Nice strong moves there by FoCo Jammer to get through.
Seek and Destroy sent to the penalty box for FoCo on a direction of play penalty. And a forearm is going to send 585 Genie to the box as well. So FoCo will start down 2 blockers the next jam.
Looks like Big Wave wearing the star for FoCo will be skating with a Smash Crasher for Southside.
Doesn't matter how you get there, Omar. You just got to be in the box before that whistle's called.
Lots of room for Ace Smash to get through the initial blockers there with so many blockers in the box.
Wow, very little resistance for that first scoring pass for a Smash Crasher.
Oh, Big Wave almost gets through, barely out of bounds.
My goodness, but Black Ice also meets that big hitting, recycling the Rebels Jammer.
Nice offense there by FoCo pivot to make a little bit of room for Big Wave to get their initial.
Nice job, FoCo. All right,
3 additional on the scoreboard for Southside there at the last minute. And our teams are back to full strength. That's 10 on the track 5-on-5 roller derby.
Stormcloud wearing the star for FoCo. Looks like we've got Brat-tastic for Southside. Nice move on the inside there by Stormcloud. Stormcloud takes lead jammer.
Oh my goodness. Stormcloud knew exactly what should happen there. Got in the pack, was ready to call the instant some progress was made. And a total of 3 on the board, unanswered by FoCo. And I will tell you what, it is hard to beat Brat-tastic speed. So marvelous job by FoCo there.
Really good job. You can tell she felt that right on her heels.
She was so ready.
Yeah. The Flaming Diva back out with the star for Southside.
Rainbow Rider, your jammer of record for FoCo. Rainbow Rider up ahead at the moment, but gorgeous track coverage by Southside there. That looks like Tiger Lily that was causing problems for FoCo, and that's going to give the Flaming Diva the opportunity to get lead. I think that's Omar getting the last frontier, and that's going to be a full recycle for Rainbow Rider, unfortunately. We are in scrum level derby. Not a lot of room to move in this third turn back here.
Flaming Diva finally makes it through the pack.
And a back block call on the Flaming Diva is going to make this a power jam for FoCo. That also means this jam will go to time. When that lead status is lost, we do have our full 2-minute jams.
Southside blockers standing up pretty well to this FoCo offense. Rainbow Rider's still working to get through.
Man, that is a huge drive by the pivot Mattiator, just trying to break up Southside. Excellent play there.
Yeah, I'm seeing some really good offense by that FoCo pivot.
And these FoCo skaters have already played. They played the 8:30, 8:15 game, so they've already got one in the, today. Does not look like they're showing any signs of exhaustion, though. And it doesn't sound like their cheerers are either, honestly.
How's your voice going to hold up after all this? That's the question.
It's anybody's guess.
Bacon wiggles on the outside for lead jam position.
Firecracker, absolutely explosive skating and hits to get through on an initial. It just isn't enough time to get back to back to start scoring points. 4 unanswered on the board for Southside this jam.
Both teams at full strength.
We are thick on the jammer line as Green Tea takes the star for FoCo. A smash crasher jamming for Southside. Cut track penalty.
Cut track. This is going to be a power jam.
Green Tea resets, hits the tripod, jukes around last skater to beat Omar. We just can't quite get there. That is some fast skate work from Green Tea for certain.
Nightshade Hedgie is skating so hard against these blockers. Wow, good block there by Omar Gedden.
Madiator up here just causing chaos at the front of the pack.
Nice job by Ace to get through for first points. Nightshade Hedgie back in the fray.
Acid Smasha has been sent to the penalty box for a back block.
Nice little lane on the inside there by Ace Smash. Nightshade Hedgie still working against the blockers. I thought that was going to be a move on the inside, but Ace Smash sort of sees a little bit of daylight in the middle. And we have a natural conclusion to that jam. All right, big wave back in again for FoCo with Brat-tastic. I have a feeling these two skaters have skated against each other before. There's some good sportsmanship going on between them.
Oh, huge explosive hit by Big Wave. It is going to end up in a forearm call. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I was wrong. The forearm was on Raw Man.
Big Wave with a nice jump there. Manages to stay in bounds. Big Wave's got their initial. Meanwhile, Brat gets through for the first points of that jam and then calls an end.
Both teams are down a blocker. FoCo down its pivot, but we're going to take a little break. That is a team timeout called by FoCo.
You want to do a shout out?
Love to do a shout out to the Flaming Diva from Mom and Dad. Go get him, Peep. Go get him, Peep.
The Flaming
Love Mom and
Diva
Dad.
trying so hard not to smile.
I think that skater is a senior too, yeah?
Yeah. You might notice a photographer walking around taking some professional photos. That's Lydia Brewer from Lydia Brewer Photography. She's been taking photos here for Southside for many years now. We really appreciate seeing her professional work. And you can also appreciate her work in your personal lives if you find her on Facebook or her website, lydiabrewerphotography.com.
I have seen her family photography too, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Nice move on the inside there by the Flaming Diva. FoCo Jammer right behind her.
That was Joe Don't Do It with that big hit. Joe also sent to the penalty box for that contact on the apex jump.
What is that call called when you're blocked and the out of bounds on a jump?
I think it's an illegal position
Illegal
or blocking out
position?
of bounds maybe.
Okay.
You have to know where they're gonna jump to and then block there.
It's tough to block an apex jump, I've noticed.
So tough to block
Yeah.
an apex jump. I say that like I've ever done it. Oh, what a great juke by the Flaming Diva to put 4 more on the board. That's going to be 4 scoring passes so far.
So far, it's a very shifty move. Another shifty move to the outside. I like that.
And FoCo finds 3 at the last second there. Great attempt.
so fast. Right down the middle by Bacon Little Hearts. Bacon will have lead jam position.
585 was trying to create some offensive movement for Rainbow Rider, but we are still stuck behind that four-wall put up by Southside.
Looks like the FoCo pivot is going to the box. Rainbow Rider still looking for their initial.
That was a forearm call on the pivot over there.
Looks like we got a power jam for FoCo. Bacon Little Hearts was called for a cut.
Rainbow Rider pinballing back and forth. And does get a cut track penalty. That means we are going to have a little jammer switcheroo.
Is jammer switcheroo the technical term for
Jammer switcheroo, well, I'm from the South, so jammer do-si-do is actually what I say.
Oh, I like do-si-do way better. Both are extremely fun words.
Mm-hmm. You can develop your own. 4 on the board for Southside, and that apex jump is going to be completed for another 4. That's 8 so far on the board. This pack begins to spread out. That's great pack management by number 7. 4 is that Blue Raja. Making sure there are no destruction penalties. There might have been in the back, though.
Nice work by Ryder, who was able to get 3 points right before that jam ended.
Southside is down a pivot. I'm not sure enough to say. In fact, everybody is down a pivot. We just had pivots everywhere. We had 2 pivots in the box and 1 on the track. That is too many pivots. So we are down to 3-on-3 blocking in the front at the pivot line. It's a pivot line with no pivots. And this official timeout is a great time to remind you that the Chuck Wagon is outside, grilling up burgers, dogs, sausages. I looked at it on my way in. Looked at it on my way in. And it looked delicious.
I was definitely smelling it on my way in, and yes, I agree. The smell was delicious too. Looks Firecracker is jamming for FoCo. Ace Smash recycles all the way back.
Gosh, Mattiator has been counting on that run back all day today. A really successful move for that skater.
Ace Smash back into the fray after recycling a second time. Nice work bouncing off some blocks by Ace to get lead jam position. Firecracker still working on the last blocker. And gets past Omar. Nice work pushing that last blocker to the edge of the play zone.
Mm-hmm. The engagement zone, yes.
The engagement zone, thank you. Ace manages to get 3 points before calling the end of that jam.
I'm glad I'm seeing our refs smiling because these skaters really are putting them through the paces. This is some fast-paced and often flying off the track derby. Oh, Raw Man up ahead, just sending Green Tea down but not out. Brat is through for lead.
Rawman with another forearm call.
We do love ATG's loud calls so that we also know what's going on.
Yeah, it's nice.
And Brat-tastic sent to the penalty box for a cut track penalty. That means it is a power jam for FoCo.
Nice move there by the Blue Jammer. That is their initial. It's 3 blockers on 3 blockers.
Four on the board for FoCo as, holy smokes, Brat-tastic makes quick work of putting 4 on for Southside as well with that impressive apex jump. Brat-tastic also a senior on this team.
Almost had a low block call there. High block on Rawman. He's back to the box.
Brat-tastic says, let's make a 3 for 3 for impressive jumps.
Looks like Brat's getting called for a cut there. Didn't quite land in bounds. All right, well.
You got to risk big to win big, don't you?
Yeah, but now the
Oh.
FoCo jammer's going in, so we've got a jammer do-si-do.
There you go.
All right, this is going to be a power start then for Southside, I believe.
It will, in fact, a very abbreviated power start. However, I see people coming into the middle with opinions.
We may have some kind of review situation coming up here.
We'll find out shortly from Bruce Wayne. Oh. In fact, the opinions will be coming from FoCo. They are asking for an official review. We will be informed at some point what is being reviewed.
And rest assured, we will share that summary with the good people in this roller derby.
In this venue.
In this roller derby venue. Thank you.
This beautiful venue.
Meanwhile, I think we have a shout out. This one is to A Smash Crasher from Aunt Lori. We love ya. Go girl.
David, would be weird if we didn't share it in this venue but shared it elsewhere, like if I put it on my Snapchat. I'm just kidding, I don't have Snapchat.
But if you did.
If I did, I might put it there and not here. Who knows?
I don't even know what I would do if I had a Snapchat. That dates me, unfortunately, but
I think that is reserved for the youths of the world.
I know the word. I do not know the function.
Youths, do you have Snapchat, youths? No, even the youths. The youths do have Snapchat.
Raise your hand if you've got a Snapchat.
See, it's the youths.
Oh, there's only 2 hands. I'm a little bit suspicious. I think there's some people listening but not participating. Very disappointed. I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed. Still waiting on this official review. Successful official review for FoCo on an illegal procedure.
They said that Brat had to sit for an extra 30 for an illegal exit. So that's what's happening.
Oh. So this is actually going to be a power start for FoCo.
Green Tea just skating on the outside edge of the track. And does get a cut track penalty. Fortunately, enough time had elapsed on Brat-tastic's double penalty that we didn't have to go into one of those weird what happens in the penalty box situations. And Brat is back on the track.
Those are always so awkward. We have no lead jammer, so this jam will come to its natural conclusion. Wait.
We did. Actually, lead had not yet been established when Brat was back on the track. Brat was, upon return, able to acquire lead, so that is where that call-off came from.
My mistake. I didn't realize that the jammer coming in off the box could become lead jammer.
I did not realize that until Oh, how the tides have turned. We now have a power jam for Southside.
The Flaming Diva working on the FoCo blockers. FoCo doing a nice job of keeping Diva pinned back there.
Yeah, Diva really trying to spin out. Almost took it to the outside, but not quite yet. That's a lot of effort from Seek and Destroy and FoCo there, trying to slow Diva down, but that is lead for Southside.
Lead for Southside, as Diva was able to tiptoe in on the inside there.
Cut track penalty called on
Green
Acid
Tea.
Rain.
Nice jump there on the inside by Green Tea. That is their initial. Diva calls the end of the jam. Big wave back in for FoCo. Nice sneaky little move there by Bacon Little Hearts. Bacon will have lead.
Omar getting multiple shoulders. A perfectly legal part to block with.
Bacon will get his first points of this jam. Kind of just casually skated in on the outside. Big wave is through for his initial. Nice move on the outside there by Bacon. 4 points and the end of the jam. Well, this is a really cool shout out. We've got Lydia Brewer Photography from Tomorrowland. Yeah.
Oh, that is
Hands
cute.
together.
That is very cute.
That is very cute. We love you, and you have exceeded your lifetime volunteer hours. You're a good person. All right, that's all I want to see on my gravestone. You're a good person.
Lydia Brewer is a good person.
Yeah. She's unfazed over this. She's still taking photos. She's
A good person and a professional. Stormcloud does have a lead jammer for FoCo with 19 seconds left on the period clock.
looks like Nightshade Hedgie is going to the box. And I really like that name, so any excuse I have to say it, I will. Nightshade Hedgie.
I don't have favorite skaters, but I do occasionally have favorite names. Again, ATG just with the best calls ever. I can always hear him, and I know that was a forearm that sent 333 to the penalty box. And a multiplayer sending 626 to the box for FoCo.
4 points for Ace. It's like a forearm call on Princess Leia. Blue Raja and Dollface trying to block the FoCo jammer, but she gets through on the inside.
Holy
It's 4
smokes.
points for FoCo.
Big hits by Seek and Destroy and a run back.
Nice job by FoCo jammer.
Folks, we are at halftime.
That's the halftime whistle. Quick reminder, we love shout-outs. We love them. Keep them coming hot and heavy. We love having shout-outs. We love using our microphones and
We love briefly not having to think about what to say because we just read it.
Yeah. Make our lives easy. Bring us some shout-outs and make them funny because I like funny.
Oh, Storm up ahead. That 3 wall is not making a lot of space.
Ooh, Stormcloud almost makes it through, just barely out of bounds. Nice blocking there by Omar Gooden.
Storm is dug in, pushes, finds the space as the pack spreads out. It is not enough time to add points to the board. Brat finds another 4 for Southside. Green Tea with a running approach and hits the back of that Southside tripod. The tripod spreading out. It's now a 2 wall anchored by Blue Raja and Acid Rain.
The Flaming Diva recycling for Southside.
Oh, and a head block assessed. Lead is called for FoCo and Green Tea. Not only lead, but a power jam.
Green Tea now going to be working against the Southside defense. Getting past Princess Leia.
Just with a whip on, I think, 8. That was either 8-5 or 9-5 probably. Joe, don't do it.
Nice move on the outside there. Green Tea gets through for 4 points.
Not far to travel for the Southside blocker and jammer as they re-enter the pack. We are back to 10-person derby here.
Not for very long, though. Diva gets a cut call, and we're back to power jam for FoCo as Green Tea manages to get to the outside. 4 more points. It's a productive jam here for Green Tea and FoCo.
You know it's a good tripod when you can hear the thud when the jammer hits it.
I swear I feel it every time. I'm always impressed that they just kind of skate it off. Nice move on the outside. Green Tea explodes on the outside for a quick move. And 4 more points. That was his 3rd pass, I believe.
One additional point on the board for FoCo, making it a 13-point jam for Green Tea, unanswered by Southside and the Flaming Diva.
Nice jam there by Green Tea and FoCo. Good offense on with those blockers. Big Wave has got lead jam position. And a power jam as Ace Smash is in the box. Did Wave get her through without a cut call? Yes, he's through. 4 points for Wave. FoCo making a bit of a comeback here as Wave comes through, hits the tripod and lets the blockers offense.
Oh, gorgeous whip and that mama whale like choo-choo train action right there. One skater to beat. It's Omar again. Omar will come in with a huge shoulder hit, and that's enough time for the reform to happen ahead of him.
Meanwhile, Ace is able to get their initial. Big hits there by Omar. Nice jam there by Wave, though.
And Scouts Honor, you have a shout out from your boyfriend. I love you so much. Keep kicking some butt. Let's go, Scouts Honor.
Let's do another quick shout out for Frostbite from People Who Love You. We love watching you do something you love. Keep up the booty blocking. Frostbite. Wow, nice jump there by, like a gazelle, he just leaps, covers so much space.
Stormcloud looking to the outside and finds.
Another jump there by Bacon.
2 skaters left to beat for Stormcloud.
Another illegal block by Rawman. Stormcloud recycles. Nice move there on the inside by Stormcloud. 4 points for Storm. Bacon with another apex jump attempt, but not quite able to clear. Another Southside blocker going to the box. Stormcloud, nice move there on the outside.
That was 128 Madiator somehow managing to stay inside and not recycle as FoCo
Nice.
gets the power jam. It's gonna get called.
Princess Slayer gets called for a forearm. A lot of activity in the penalty box.
We're going to have a little more of an official timeout as indicated by the inimitable Bruce Wayne. I know that guy. The thing about these officials is that they play everywhere. There has been roller derby all weekend, and everybody, some of these folks are putting in 8 games, cough, cough, arts and crafts. I'm sure some are putting in more. And I think, is this Southside's first tournament that y'all have hosted?
This is the first tournament that Southside has put on. Hopefully the first of many.
Hopefully the first of many, and it
Hopefully the
should be
first
because
of
this
many.
is amazing, y'all. Y'all showed up. This has been beautifully organized. All I had to do is show up and yap.
It has big, big props to Patty Slamberger, who has put in a lot of effort. Yeah, hands together for Patty. Thank you.
We wouldn't have anywhere to skate if there weren't tournaments to skate in.
FoCo so far having a good second half, putting together some productive jams.
We would like to shout out our NSO official, Dave Waddell. Dave Waddell. Dave Waddell, thank you for NSOing. You are doing great. From Jen. Where are you, Dave Waddell? Oh, in the penalty box.
There we
and
go.
look,
Okay.
maybe we shouldn't distract you. You look busy. But you are doing great. I don't see any of those skaters escaping. Well done.
It's a big job, that last jam. We've got a full box of Southside skaters in that penalty box. Dave's got his hands full.
So many timers. Oh, our skaters rush to the pivot line to make a running start for Rainbow Rider. Omar getting just pace keeping up there, making it all the way to the 4th turn before Rainbow is assessed for lead jammer.
Rainbow Rider coming for their first pass for points. Bacon hops around for their initial. Nice decision there by Rainbow Rider. Calls the end of that jam. Ryder gets another 4 points before calling the end of it.
Go, FoCo!
Brat-tastic skating for Southside. Goes straight into the pack, into the scrum. Is pushing.
Oh, and that is a back block sending Brat-tastic to the penalty box. We are on a power jam for FoCo, and that is lead.
Tea. Yeah, Green Tea gets through. Green Tea's gonna have lead jam position, and we'll have a chance to chew into this lead even more in the second half.
Number 74, Blue Raja, looking for the shove out. Those SSR blockers just keep appearing one after another. Gorgeous waterfall.
Green Tea doing a good job of just staying on his
Yeah.
skates and getting through for 4 points. Looks like Brat-tastic is getting a cut call as well. That'll be another power jam. Jersey whip for Green Tea. FoCo really getting it together here in the second half. This will be Green Tea's third pass for points, I believe. Good offense there by FoCo. Gets Green Tea around for another 4 points.
Nice job, T!
Brad, like a bat out of hell, is skating against the blockers, still trying to get. Looks like FoCo will get 1 point. I'm not sure if Southside had their initial or if there will be any points at the end of that for Southside.
13 on the board. Unanswered for FoCo. That jam really creating some momentum here in this moment. Big wave, your jammer for FoCo. Diva wearing the star for Southside. Holy smokes.
Nice job, Big Wave there, fighting off that big hit by Omar. Diva, meanwhile, will have lead jam. Nice apex. Oh, I thought she was in bounds, but she's recycling.
She may have just been playing it safe. It was pretty close. And Big Wave sent to the box, I think on a forearm penalty. That is a power jam then for Southside and the Flaming Diva.
Diva almost to the pack there, just barely gets.
No pass, no penalty. So that was not a cut track call. We're all good there. That's 4 on the board. However, a back block means that the Flaming Diva now sitting in the penalty box as jammer. It is now Big Wave's power jam. And a high block. Unintentional, just a byproduct of that fall, it looked like. But it is going to send Big Wave back to the penalty box, which means it's Diva's turn again.
For the jammer do-si-do. Diva for the quick pass right out of the box for 4 points. Bit of a jersey whip there for Diva on the outside. Swings onto the inside of that fourth corner. A lot of good action. I think we had 2 jammer do-si-dos in that one jam.
I want to start calling them like Jammer Uno reverse cards. I don't know.
Uno reversi.
Switcheroo. Ready, set, not yet. Bruce Wayne says that we have a timeout. That is actually the name of a song from the musical Beetlejuice, also, for our musical fans out there. Our coaches definitely have thoughts and opinions. So that is an official review called by Southside. Now, if I were going to personally review the officials, I would give them 10 stars, 2 thumbs up, A+, sparkle emojis.
Me too.
Tournaments are hard, y'all. Like, being on skates for 8 hours, 10 hours is a lot. And children are flying at you, and you don't want to hurt them.
Yeah, not easy. Not easy. And also, you can't understate how much energy it takes just to watch everything that's happening and try to make calls. There's a lot of calls and a lot of action. It's like watching a car crash and just trying to...
I did try originally to learn how to ref, and it turns out that I can only see the things happening when I am sitting still. The
Me
second I'm
too.
in motion,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing here.
This is what I'm doing here. I tried reffing and I thought, you know what? Announcing.
But, you know, if you two also can't see things so good when you're in motion, you could learn to NSO for your local roller derby team. We got a bunch in the region. We're glad, FoCo, y'all are visiting us. So if you have not gotten involved with them down in Colorado, I'm sure they'd love to have you. But up here, we have our amazing Southside. We also have Mob City, Seattle Derby Brats, and Tomorrowland. I guarantee you they will happily invite you to learn on the spot with scrimmages, not the real thing. Reach out to your local youth or adult roller derby league. They will teach you how to be these amazing flamingos here.
There is a lot of willingness to teach how to NSO roller derby.
And we look like we're having fun too, right?
I think so. I mean, I like to think that we are.
If you happen to like the sound of your own voice, just come talk to me. I can get you affiliated with some sort of announcer training wherever you're at. You just got to be a yapper. I am a professional yapper.
One may have said the same thing about me at some point in my life.
Was that on your childhood report card?
It may have been. It's extremely possible.
For reasons I never got is a pleasure to have in class. Like, I don't know, because that's not me in real life, and it just turns out, I have no idea. I was terrified the first 2 times I did it.
I would say it also takes a positive mindset because there's a lot of times you see something you're like, maybe not. I don't like that play. I don't like to hit that kid because I'm the other one. You know, whatever. You gotta be neutral, right?
I agree about the reffing though. It's been great.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's okay, Jeannie.
The official review was retained. Southside requested a penalty on a FoCo skater.
And a penalty is what they got. We do still we do still have 2 games coming up. 2 bouts, Tomorrowland versus Pixies at 3:15. And I think that one's going to be announced by juniors. They're going to rock it. Then when at 5:15, I will be back to announce Southside Resistance against Tomorrowland Nanobots. That's going to be really exciting for me. My youngest skaters skate for Mob City, and so we have played both of those teams, and they're lovely. Bacon Little Hearts with the star and the lead. Firecracker jamming for FoCo. Firecracker almost to the front of the pack, but my goodness. Southside doing a phenomenal job in that tripod. That's 147 Acid Smasha trying to break it up.
Bacon tiptoes on the inside there and is able to squeeze through for 4 on the board. Nice job by the blue jammer to spin off of that last block and get their initial. And 4 on the board for FoCo.
Hey, was she trying to get his number? She's only 13. She's trying to get his number, I think. It was 942, yeah. She got his number. Let's go, Ice! Go, Ice! Classic!
Rainbow Rider with the star up against A Smash Crasher. That Southside jammer forced to reset, but does find a little hop, skip, and a jump on the inside line to get through for lead.
A little bit of a scrum collision there by a Smash Crasher. And
Joe Don't Do It sent to the penalty box on a direction of play penalty. What is roller derby spelled backwards? It's direction.
I do like the spin moves the jammers sometimes pull off of a block when they kind of spin to the inside.
And that was a smash and a crash and 4 points on the board. Total of 8 so far for Southside.
Ace gets a little bit of help from Omar there for score 4 points.
Multiplayer is going to send number 2 Strawberry Bomb to the box, and a star pass means that Black Ice is now your jammer of record for FoCo. Ice back in the pack and through. 4 on the board for FoCo.
Southside offense right now clearing some wide open lanes for a smash to get through.
Oh my goodness, a spin, but we are going out of bounds. That was Ice looking to throw some hips there. And that means there were no additional points put on the board for SSR, but
FoCo got 2.
they did.
Yeah. Brat-tastic back out for SSR. Green Tea jamming for FoCo.
Brat with that one hand out. You are able to put a single hand out of bounds off the track and still be considered in bounds and in play. I've seen Brat do it before a few times.
So 1 hand, but not 2.
1 hand, but not 2.
Okay, that's good to know. I have noticed Brat, as an advantage, is very quick to pop back up, which is seems to be a big advantage if a jammer can get back up from being knocked down.
Oh, Green Tea finds
The Flaming Diva will take lead with a quick move on the inside. Big wave with a Jersey whip. Nice, strong move on the inside. Shrugs off the block from Omar. Meanwhile, Diva for 4 on the board. Diva calls the end of the jam after getting 4 quick points on that apex jump.
Pack advantage is going to go to Southside. As Bacon Little Hearts goes against Seek and Destroy. I know for a fact that Seek's gotten a star pass before. I'm not sure if we've seen Seek as a jammer for FoCo this bout. Big run back by Raw Man.
Seek and Destroy working hard against the Southside tripod. Right now working against Acid Rain. Meanwhile, Bacon was called for something and he will be in the box. This is a power jam for FoCo.
Let's go, FoCo!
Seek and Destroy recycles. Tries to make a move on the outside against Princess Leia. Here comes the FoCo offense. Try to clear some room for Seek and Destroy.
Goodness, and that is a bean dip for Bacon Little Arts. I don't know why those are my favorite moves, but that's 4 on the board for SSR. Seek just looking for a little bit of extra offense there to get through. It is hard to provide offense when you are trying to cover the whole track from spin moves like that. Seek is through.
Nice block there by Raw Man on Seek and Destroy. Seek and Destroy slowly recycling as the jam comes to an end.
Them.
Looks like right now we have an official timeout. Some
And that is
coaches are
Go ahead.
some coaches coming into the middle, so we'll see what the
That is officially time for us to tell you. You know what? Everybody loves shout-outs. There are rules about shout-outs. They do need to be family appropriate. But you could shout out your favorite audience member. You could, prom's already happened. You can't do a promposal. I'm sorry, promposal. But you can shout out your favorite coach, your favorite ref, your favorite announcer. It does cost a lot of money to put on these tournaments. And this is a really easy way to make it back while also impressing whoever you like to impress.
and embarrassing a skater that you kind of want to embarrass.
Or embarrassing a parent you want to embarrass. Who
Yeah.
knows? We're not judgmental here.
You can even try and embarrass the person in charge of streaming.
This one's for the last game.
Okay. Perfect.
We do appreciate the shout outs to keep coming. There's still 8 minutes to go in this bout. There's lots of time for more shout outs. For example, we have a shout out for Dollface Smasher from Annie, Ohm, Bainey, and Grandma. We love you. You go, girl.
Seek Seek and Destroy still sitting in that box for FoCo. That is a power star for a Smash Crasher who quickly gets lead. All those hands in there mean we swear we weren't doing anything illegal.
Not me. That's the universal sign for I didn't do anything.
Go Rider! Go Rider!
Rainbow Rider, actually, the jammer of record, though. Omar Geddon creating chaos on the Apex, but it's not enough. Rainbow Rider is through on an initial pass, and now on a power jam. Once again, Omar, the last skater to beat.
Let's go, FoCo!
Oh, that is a scrum. It is hard to get through anywhere in there.
It is a tall order to get through all of those skaters. Rainbow keeps trying and is pushing against that last blocker.
Might have been a high block, I think, possibly sending.
Nice job by Ryder to just keep pushing towards the outside, eventually gets through. And that's 4 points for FoCo.
Gosh, that was a great throw out by that 2-wall by FoCo and a recycle by 147 Acid Smash. Yeah.
Nice job, Rider!
Rainbow Ryder keeps her feet moving and pushes through, exploding on the inside for 4 points. Looks like Ace was able to squeeze out 4 points before the end of that jam.
FoCo approaching that century mark. 5.5 left in the second half. We've still got 2 more bouts to go. And there is a big pack advantage for FoCo here.
Go T! Go T, go!
Green Tea working hard against Acid Rain. Keeps on pushing and pushing and pushing until takes a lead jam position.
Nice job, Maddie!
Brat fighting through and able to take their initial pass.
Roletta sent to the penalty box on a multiplayer call as Brat does one of those little hop skips and jumps on an Apex. That's 4 more for SSR.
That's the end of that jam. Brat's able to get 2 more points at the very end.
Somebody needs to go.
All right, we've got an official review.
Tiger Lily, you have a shout out. Yes, you do, Tiger Lily. Are your ears burning? Is that what you're pointing at? Your ears burning? Aunt Jess is so proud of you. Those are later.
that official review, FoCo was looking for a penalty on contact on a down skater. That review will not be retained. FoCo will lose their official review.
Both of our jammers flying around the pack. Flying Diva with a little bean dip. That's all it takes to get through on the outside and put 4 on the board. But there is Big Wave through as well. Unfortunately, a back block is going to send Big Wave to the penalty box.
Let's go, buddy.
Too bad for Big Wave. He did make some nice moves on the inside to fight to get through.
This one for this game.
For this game.
Nice job, fire. Nice job, ice.
Oh, Diva just with a lethal hit to get through around 9-5. Joe, don't do it. No, that's his name. Oh, wait. Wait. Let's keep calling. Hey, that's 4 on the board for Big Wave. A total of 8 so far for FoCo, 12 for Southside. High scoring jam here. Very physical. Low block is going to send Roletta to the box as Diva makes it through on the end. Not on the end, on the end.
2 blockers in the box for FoCo right now. Quality jam there for a Big Wave who came in off the box and was able to score how many points?
That
8?
was 4. We have a team timeout. Team timeout, not officially. There we go. Team timeout called by Southside.
Hey, we got to give a shout out to Invicta Knox Media. They specialize in capturing action, grit, and they capture the attitude of roller derby and still photography and videography. This weekend, Ashley is creating complimentary action videos for every team on the track. You can find Invicta Knox on Facebook and Instagram.
Forearm penalty sends Rawman to the box along with another Southside blocker. We've already got the pivot in there, but there's space for everybody. That means a big pack advantage for Rainbow Rider and FoCo.
It was a cozy little area in the penalty box for Southside. There was 1.4 skaters over there.
4 on the board for FoCo.
Rainbow Rider coming in for their next pass.
Now with a full contingent of blockers. 1-3 Tiger Lily. Just lane to lane coverage, and that is going to be a shove out there. Forcing recycle on Rider. But a penalty gotten along the way for Tiger Lily.
Well-earned penalty.
Bacon Little Heart speeding back to the penalty box. We are still on a power jam, or power jam again for Rider.
Ryder with quite a few passes on this one.
Marvelous work, though, by Princess Leia for Southside, just covering that gap as it opened up. We are slowly filling that track back in. 4 on the board for Bacon Little Hearts.
I'm worried about those penalty box chairs at Southside. I hope they've got some strong. FoCo starting out with a full team. Southside with 3 blockers in their jammer.
Just a shout out for Brat-tastic. Brat-tastic. Brat-tastic, you are the GOAT. Love Ruby.
Nice move on the outside by Ace Smash.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa. Green team making a furious move to the outside, but Omar staying straight with them. Green Tea getting some props for his effort over there. And that is the end of the bout. That snuck up on me.
Now we've got about 30 seconds before this game becomes official, actually. Thank you.
We do have one special shout out to do really quickly. If you're listening, this is for Ref Coach. He wears many hats. It's my first day. This is from, hands together for it's my first day, sometimes known as JC. Colleen's Creative Sewing, message, happy birthday to It's My First Day. And if it's a birthday, I cannot let that go on without at least the final stanza of happy birthday. So here we go. Everybody join in with me. Happy birthday!
I can't do it.
It's my first.
And happy win for Southside Roller Derby. We are so excited that we're all going down here in turn 1. And give it up for our amazing visiting team who put so much heart into 2 bouts today. That is FoCo Roller Derby. Final score
FoCo
300.
really turning it on in the second half.
Yeah, they really, really lit it up. We will send an announcer out to the track momentarily to get these MVPs because heaven knows y'all earned it.
This is game 10 or game 11?
I'm not sure.
I see game 9 and game 10 in here.
And I would guess. I don't think it matters. It matters. Look at them. Let's see if they're.
Hopefully it doesn't matter.
Will you unwrap that one?
Yeah.
Throw it out on the sound. No, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. These aren't.
Okay. Ready to award the MVPs when you're ready. Just give me a nod or a wave when you guys have your picks. All right.
They're not ready.
All right, if you don't mind saying your MVPs into this microphone.
For MVP, we got 0-2.
And for MVP, we have, is it 1-3?
And for Jammer, we have 39. Yeah, 39.
We're going to start with Jammer. We've got Big Wave. Then for Blocker, we've got 9-5. And then for overall, we've got 2-0.
Good job to both of these teams. I especially appreciate the sportsmanship played and the camaraderie. Thank you very much. Let's line up for some photos. You want? Yeah. Let's line up right here.